So I was beginning to think maybe the nurses had a point. So I did what any right-minded crazy person would do, and I found a therapist who specialized in anxiety disorders. Only when I explained to her what was going on, she said, well, that doesn't sound like a panic attack. And my husband and my parents, who had come to help take care of my family while I was sick, they had to agree. They said, well, you never actually panic until after your throat swells. So after I'd showed up in the ER 5 or 6 times, the young resident kind of shook his head and he said, well, we have to admit you, and this time you have to stay until we know what's wrong with you. And then they hooked me up to an intravenous strip of prednisone, which is a very powerful steroid to control the swelling in my body, and they got me a room. So after I described this all to Dr. Morano, he stood up and he kind of started pacing around and firing kind of random questions at me. He said, how old were you? Or how old are you? Where were you born? Ever been to the Caribbean?